Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a spooky day. We're off to a destination unknown.
With the help of Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we got an email this morning from Stirling Soap Company and Barrister and Mann.
Y'all, Will Carius has announced that he is moving the production arm of Barrister and Mann to Paris, Arkansas, to be overseen by Stirling Soap Company. Will still be in charge of B&M. He will still be the nose behind Barrister and Mann, but all of the soaps, splashes, and things that you love will be coming out of the Stirling Soap Company production plant in Paris, Arkansas. Congratulations to everyone involved. This is so exciting. And what is our soap today?
Well, we finally are busting through the last two that we have from our Stirling Minis of 2024. We know,
I know.
We're getting
Y'all,
there.
It'll happen.
So today we have Destination Unknown. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from the 2024 email from Black Friday from Stirling Soap Company.
Destination Unknown, based on Versace Eros. Just a wonderful all-around fragrance that makes you known without being overbearing. Notes of Italian lemon and mandarin, mint oil, candied apple, geranium flower, clary sage essence, amber, cedarwood, vetiver, patchouli, sandalwood, and vanilla.
That was a wild ride. Yeah. But the reason we chose to do this now is we just shot Falcor, which is an homage to Versace Eros Flame. So we thought it would be cool to back into the original. Now that we know the flanker, come along while we take this one out of the box. It's dusty. It's old.
We gotta clear off the piano for new
Right,
soap.
so you did not see Nobleman. That one is the second to last one coming, but you did see Destination Unknown. Is that a ruby?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a giant sparkly ruby, I think.
And then, y'all, for these little 3-ounce soaps, they are accompanied by 2-ounce splashes. This is a little reconnaissance they do at Stirling Soap Company on Black Friday to see what scents might be coming out in full sizes in the year to come. Aronce Mandarini made the leap from this line. I'm so excited to have our second Versace first impression of the week. Come along with us.
I'm gonna come clean because I really thought from the label here with the big old red ruby on there that this was kind of more of a female sort of scent.
Well, I thought it was a red fingernail. Like, that's what I thought it was a female scent, but who knows?
But now that we've done our research, we know this is Versace Eros, which is interesting to me because the bottle is actually blue, not red. Eros Flame's bottle is red. So now I really want to know where this labeling came from.
Well, it's called Destination Unknown, so you may never know.
We'll never know.
That's built into the title. All right, I'm taking it in, having my first impression.
Maybe it's like 007. They're looking for the ruby. I don't know.
There you go. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, this is delightfully the core of Versace Eros Flame. Eros Flame heads out in a few other directions. This is the OG, and it's lovely. It's dense. It's deep. It's not the kind of scent that the Stirling base has a giant effect on.
Right.
So I'm getting a full character of that scent. That's funny. We just shot 95 liquid labels from Katie's Bubbles, and they start off in a very similar lane. This, for me, is kind of where apple meets mint, with the mint being the prominent singer, and I love that. And it's not a peppermint. It's not the menthol direction of mint. It's like the spearmint, the corn mint, the soft mint kind of stuff. I think the flame is apropos because it is spicy in the same way that my cousin's freshly lit cigarette in the 90s was spicy. It's not tobacco. It's not a cigarette smell at all, but it's that same kind of like rugged, dirty excitement that this offers.
There's a lot of different woods and I think stuff listed in there, so maybe that's where the spices are coming from.
And my brain's going, isn't this Falcor? It's not really understanding the difference between this and Eros Flame, the flanker, so I'll be excited to smell them next to each other in a couple of minutes. Masculine, clean, spicy, a little bit of that diesel Fahrenheit sort of thing going on in the uppers. That's where this lives. This is not a rich, bassy kind of thing. No, this is 2000s, late 90s at the most.
I think when I looked at the page, it was 2012. So good job.
And I think the reason this has endured and is so iconic is it is absolutely at the crossroads of smart and adventurous, equally at home giving a lecture in college and chasing after the Holy Grail. It's an Indiana Jones scent.
Maybe that's who's after the ruby. He's going to find it.
We cracked the code. It's not a crystal skull. I deny that movie exists. There's a Jeep that's overtaken by a pack, wait for it, of fire ants. They outrun the Jeep.
Yeah.
You know, like happens in real life. It's funny, it does not have that diesel gasoline hit, but it doesn't not. And it makes me think of fire. Like that's the spice inside of this. It's not resin, it's not wood. It makes me think of fire.
Well, you have eaten fire, so I would trust you on that.
That is true. Under special skills on my resume, it says pulling a permit to eat fire in a musical. That was the real trick. Well, it was the musical Barnum. I have this eye imbalance. I can't learn how to juggle. They're like, what else can you do? Well, I'm going to amend a former statement.
Okay.
Smart, adventurous, and a tiny bit dangerous.
All right.
There's also an asterisk where those come together, but isn't there always a little bit of danger when somebody really smart is also really adventurous? And you know what's funny? Light, clean, floral, soapy, but I would not put this in a feminine lane at all.
Okay,
I am not sure
ask.
how, but this is a dude. If you walked in the room smelling like this, I'd be like, whoa, what are you doing?
But from the sense of how you were explaining it, I was assuming that, but I was about to ask, like, what exactly is making it more on the masculine lane? I don't know if you could tell. Maybe those rugged, spicy kind of parts? Is that part of it?
I am not even sure. Something about the danger zone, something about that narrow lane of spices and how tall it goes. All right, I need you to jump in on this and see what you get. See if you can tell right off the tub that it's different from Falcor.
Yeah, I haven't smelled that since we filmed it. I've kind of kept a little distance, so I am very excited to compare. But let me dive into this first.
Here we go.
Okay, just Eros on its own. Oh, that is not what I was expecting.
No, what are you getting?
Okay, I'm getting more of like an amber hue. Like the spices and everything, not sweeter, but they're a little more in that rugged, almost like my brain is picturing more of like a suede or a leather or woodsy kind of spices, where to me, Falcor was much brighter, much cleaner. So maybe we'll see when we get there. I could be wrong. But there is a way that these are all blending together that it's like I can't catch them. It's almost like when you're playing, you know, back in the day on your Nokia phone, the Snake game, and it starts to get longer and you just can't, like, something about that image popped to my head. Like, I think I found something. If I follow it, nope. And there's like too many things that just keep adding on in a good way. But that added the rugged, adventurous kind of, but danger chasing kind of vibe. Like there is movement to this, but it's different. It's like things are adding on to the movement instead of just me taking a new route as I whiff through this. I'm just remembering that there was apple on the list because there's something that's approaching the sweet line, not gourmandy, but something that's just adding a little dose of intrigue in a way I wasn't expecting. And then that leads into the more spices, the more herby kind of maroony kind of color things for me. And then it goes into all the woods. And I know there's more than one. Like that's where it's more masculine. It's not an in-your-face masculine. It's just adding that spice and kind of a little charm turned up in here.
Now, it's my contention. I'm not even sure how this would be feminine at all. How are you getting it?
I don't know if I would reach for this to use, but I feel like no matter what I'm wearing would work well with this somehow. Like there's a little overlap in some things that they're more gentle, a little more timid, so that the other sides have a more voice. And I think that's where they would actually go well with something that I would wear. I would enjoy smelling this on you. Like there is something in it that intrigues me, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't not use it if it was on the shelf and it's what we had, but I do feel like I'm leaning more towards the masculine side. There's something in this I just can't nail down. Every time I try to go in, and it's kind of the spine, my brain's like, okay, it's not a cinnamon, but I'm getting that color. And then it's not going sweet, so I don't think it's the apple part that I'm getting. But then I'm like, maybe it's one of the woods in there, but it has a vertical thing. Like you were saying, like something is going upwards. I can see why you were seeing flames. I don't know why.
I went fire. Like, that's what I got.
This one is not called Eros Flame. No. Why are we getting the flames here?
I think Eros is a little bit about fire anyway. It's the flame of love. It's kind of that. I think the flanker just takes it a little further in that direction.
Like, I really kind of get the part of the Indiana Jones ride, if you've ever been to Disneyland, where you're going through and all of a sudden the blast of heat for all of the pyrotechnics that are happening towards you, like you just feel the fire. And there is something about the thrill and excitement that is coming through with the scent. Not that you couldn't wear it every day, but I think that's what's making it a little more memorable. Like, something in it is kind of standing out.
It's bold.
There you go.
It's bold. I don't know if I would want this to be my everyday scent, because I would want to be able to have it on a day where I would need a little extra something on my shoulder.
There's something about it that if someone was wearing this with you and you had a memory with them, I think the scent would be attached to it, which is kind of what you're saying. Like, you want to save it for like a special adventure, maybe.
Right. Or on a day where you had to be brave. Like, that's the kind of scent you'd want.
Maybe if you need to feel like a little more James Bond action, if you could put that extra layer on you to conquer whatever is coming at you, there's just something, a little fierceness about this.
If you own a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel and you ever stop petting them, they will tap you.
Immediately. Somehow I can tell this did come out in 2012. There's something about it that's more of a statement scent, a braver scent, that it's a little harder to put in a category, which I like. And I feel like some of the other ones that have come out after this are very similar. They do have that like signature thumbprint of being their own type of scent.
Right.
So I like that this is kind of the one that started all of the Eros line, because I feel like it was brave when it first started. I am very curious to put this next to Falcor and see what the actual changes are, because it's funny, my brain thinks that there's a little bit more of a change in here than I think yours does, so I'm getting curious.
Well, I think there's a change, but you said something interesting on a show the other day. Your brain goes to what's familiar first.
Right.
So I think it went to the places in that I know and kind of ignored the new directions where this goes. But hold on. All right, y'all, this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the Destination Unknown or Falcor whiff on 3. 1, 2. Got it. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, this is a little drier, a little bit more grapefruity, more musky, more sweet in the base, I think. How do you get it?
Next to each other, this got way more like an effervescent to it. Like, my brain was like, is this like cherry 7-Up or something? Like, something it just got a lot sweeter next to this. This has more of the spices, the woodier side, in a way I was not expecting.
Ironic, I think I get more flame from Destination Unknown than I do from the Eros Flame homage.
Wow, that is interesting.
This is fruitier. This has got a little bit more something muddled and citrusy in the middle. Hold on.
I think Falcor's sweeter to me.
Oh. Well, it's in the way it's being sweetened, right?
Yeah, maybe this is more like a candied kind of something has happened to it.
I think it's a citrusy sweet over there, and I think it's kind of a woody sweet over here.
Oh, I am so backwards. We're going to have to look at these scent notes. I am confused.
All right, y'all. Well, come along with us. We're going to take another look at these scent notes and build you a Stirling lather. All right, y'all. Back to the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
We started with Italian lemon and mandarin, mint oil, and candied apple.
Y'all, the lemon is like from a lemon icy from the ice cream man in the summer. The mandarin is already a little bit of a candied orange. The mint oil, beautiful, smooth, spearmint, corn mint, not peppermint. And then look, candied apple to come up against the candied citrus. That's a beautiful description of the doorman of this thing.
So to me, those first 4 aren't as brisk as they are in some of the other scents we've smelled them before. I feel like something's happened to them, like they've been muddled, they've been cooked, or something about them isn't as bright. They're still there, and they are still in their forms, but something has done a little rounding of the edges here.
And then a little white flower on your lapel geranium. Beautiful to give it a sweetness, hold it together. Clary sage essence, clean, little bit of a deserty, herby scent up against a golden amber. How do you get that?
Okay, you know that part we were talking about earlier that has like a vertical plume to it?
Right.
I think that's this.
I do
There's
too.
something in the middle. It's not fiery, it's not too bossy, but there's something clean and kind of got a different scent profile. And I think it's the clary sage. It's just taking us up and away.
I think this is where Happy Land's Amberland got its inspiration.
Okay.
Now that I read Amber, I think that might be the spine of this for me. Beautiful, bright, golden.
And it almost has like a little spicy portion to the amber, not just the sweeter vanilla side, but there's something about the spice in there that's hitting me here.
And there is vanilla in the base. So that's where I'm putting my flag. And then we've got cedarwood, effervescent, peppery, beautiful, light white. And then vetiver. Well, how do you get that? I'm not really getting a vetiver in this.
I think this is where the adventurous side is kicking in.
Oh, maybe.
Slightly masculine, but it also just has a little bit of adventure. And then if you put that next to patchouli, sandalwood, rounding it out with vanilla, that back end is just where it goes slightly more masculine. Not an in-your-face masculine, but just that ruggedy kind of hit.
And that patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla is its own accord in here. Like, that's its own aftershave sitting in the base of this. Beautiful.
I do forget that we have a splash waiting for us, and sometimes after building the lather, smelling it in the lather itself, and then jumping to the splash, a few of those come out in different ways.
Right. And you finally got your own Stirling brush this year. So exciting.
I love how soft this one is, I gotta say. I don't think it really is a different one, but the black color just makes it a little more fun.
And this is her bowl from the KUN workshop. I'm just going to put some of this soap in here amongst the loving arms of the octopus, y'all. I'm going to spread it wide and thin so that the bristles can grab at it and pull it up onto the brush. And then a little water from the Sean and Julie sprayer. And Sarah can take off. All right, here we go.
Taking my dry brush to the soapy side of the bowl here. Going one direction, trying to get it up onto the little bristles here, and other direction. And then once I feel like it's not actually going anywhere, I'm going to turn my brush and keep going at it again. And I'll sneak a little water in just to help dig out of those little octopus arms. Some of those divots are a little deeper.
By the time you've built your lather, I like there to not be any more soap at the bottom of the bowls. That makes sense? Kind of got to judge it just right.
Yeah, save some water till after you've gotten the soap all on the bristles.
Oh, I think I see a chunk.
And now that most of the soap is onto the bristles, I'm going to sneak a little more water into the ratio here. I gotta say the splay on this brush is pretty impressive.
A few moments later.
Alrighty, you ready to do a little comparison action here?
Yeah, so this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Where Are You Off To? With on 3, 1, 2. Oh, this is a beautiful scent. Okay, hold on. Oh, more peppery.
Right.
The cedar jumped out like crazy here. Beautiful.
It almost came across as a little more suede or leather. I know they're not in there, but like my brain got that type of whiff.
And the sweetness balanced out. It's not all coming from the floral.
No.
Ooh.
I think that clary sage thing too. Like there is something in the middle that still is that mystery kind of scent.
Think The Watcher from BAA, Clary Sage.
And we got that amber into the woods. Right. That helps a lot.
This is still amber centered. For me, I think that's the glory of this.
Maybe that's where the coloring on this came for.
Right, maybe. And y'all, we love watching the cross-eyed Texan shave his face, but we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. So we thought you might just like to see for a quick second. Oh, and look at the little angel confetti bubbles. What this lather looks like when it coats and covers them.
I do like how that brush splays. We're going to have to get you one too.
One of the best shaves I ever had in my life. Top 3 was with a Stirling base and my Apex.
You know, the more that I'm smelling this, I may, at least in this Stirling base, I may actually reach for this. There is something in here that really makes it so it's not too masculine, just more adventurous, I think is how it comes across. I might change my mind after I smell the splash, though, so stand by.
Right. Well, and speaking of the splash, why don't we take this down just a little bit deeper and see what mysteries are hiding in this little bottle. Well, y'all, now that we're in our 4th calendar year, 2003, 4, 5, 6 of this show, and our collection is topping 700 soaps, we're going to start doing a little bit more comparing artisan to artisan. So this is the Hogs version of Versace Eros. This is called Sea Beast. Why don't we do a quick impression here? Ready? 1, 2. Oh!
Yeah?
Way more brisk, way more sour in the citruses on that. I get way more of a sense of the base in this one.
Okay.
Take it in, see what you get.
Oh, yeah, they used very different ways to get to that same scent. Interesting. This has more of a vibrancy. The mint, green apple, lemon is much stronger on the intro of the whiff here.
And allowed to be lemon, if you know what I mean. That same bracing citrus is like green Irish tweed.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Okay, let's read the scent notes on the Hogs tub here, because I think there's parts that are a little different. We have top notes, mint, green apple, lemon. Those seem the same. Middle, tonka bean, ambroxan, and geranium. Done differently, but close, like the amber.
That's
ambroxan.
the amber, y'all.
Yeah. And then the base is Madagascar vanilla, Virginian cedar, Atlas cedar, vetiver, and oak moss.
Y'all.
So the back end to me, at least on the whiff here, is much quieter. It hits me more at the intro.
Right.
This stays more like the mids to bass is what I get here.
Yeah, and this is a little more bossy in how loud it's turning up those louder notes. This is a little bit more balanced, I think.
This is more masculine and crisp, and this has got that rugged adventure side coming through.
Yes, this is colder. That's the flame.
Yeah.
I'm not really getting the flame in this one.
This leans a little more like summery, sunshiny to me.
Right.
This leans a little more fall, winter-ish for some reason.
And we've got a splash from Rod and Mandy to try on for size here, if I can get it open.
If it's not smarter than we are, please hold. It is from 2024. Maybe
That's
it got more
true.
snow.
No, it's fine. It's all good. All right, here we go.
Okay, these guys
You
come
can
out
go
fast,
first.
so these little guys just
smaller ones,
be warned.
careful.
Yep.
All right, Nastrovia. Oh, bubble gummy.
Yeah, something
Beautiful.
sweet in the middle. Sugar cup.
Oh, candied citrus for sure. I'm getting the candied apple.
See, I would use this. There's something on the sweet, maybe let it dry down, but there's something on the sweeter sides, those citruses, even the amber is really not leaning too masculine here.
I like this better than Falcor, I think.
Oopsie, there's no EDT. We waited too long. Maybe it'll come back. Put your votes in, y'all.
Something powdery.
Yeah.
In the splash, you getting that like a prominent powder. Love that.
This isn't going as rugged. This is much prettier.
Right. Like a Leighton Lane.
Yeah,
of
I'm
things
with you.
for this when it comes to the apple. Ooh.
So I gotta say, if I was going off the label alone, my brain took this as more of as a feminine kind of hint. And I gotta say, if I hadn't smelled this stuff, if I'd gone straight to the splash, I still might say that it's leaning a little more towards my side of town.
Yeah, I think I'm still putting a little bit more on the mask.
I totally get it. This and the lather, take that away. But just at least how this is drying down on me is where I would say it is.
And a little bit more of that Fahrenheit diesel hit maybe in the Falcor now that I'm getting to know these a little better.
Yeah, smell this on my hand and see if that smells a little different.
Just a little.
Okay.
Not as different as your body chemistry usually makes it.
Okay, so just that brighter side is staying a lot more throughout. Maybe it's the apple throughout the whiff.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Versace, sitting around admiring his new creation, Versace Eros. It's beautiful, but you're going to mention to your staff, you know, what would happen if we turned up the fire a little bit? And they're going to try. And you're going to say, no, a little bit more. So they're going to turn up the heat a little bit more. And you're going to say, no, listen, I meant I want to smell flame in this thing. And they said, well, we're going to have to change the name. And he said, that's fine, but I want to get my own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Destination Unknown. And compared to Falcor, its flanker, a little sweeter, a little more congenial, a little more classic. Is it sacrilegious to say I like the original better than the flanker? Because I think I do. And y'all, in one of the best bases in the business, when I pair a Stirling soap with my Apex aluminum razor, I know I am in for a fantastic time and a BBS shave on the other side. Slick, protective, fabulous stuff. Thank you, Rod and Mandy. We will be back. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our March giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get a $20 gift card to 345 Soaps.
And all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to we sent you at the barbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways and then check back here on our first April episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
You know, the best compliment I can give both of these is I'm not sure which one is my favorite. They're very different.
And they complement each other, but they also are like polar opposites somehow too. Like I would reach for these for very different reasons.
Eros Flame goes harder on the citrus, a little more on the sour. This goes a little more on the sweet, a little more on the geranium side of things for me.
I still get like a 7-Uppy thing here. Coming when I smell this first and coming here, there's something about like a cherry 7-Up, like that effervescency. I don't know which part of the citruses are coming out of the way, but I still think I would mentally want to call this Eros Flame. I get more of like a burgundy red adventurous thing here, and I would want to call this Eros. I'm just saying.
Well, you can just switch the lids.
Right? No.
Your
It's
shave,
dead.
your way.
It's always fun opening these minis to learn about what EDPs are out there that we should get our noses on. And I feel like Rod and Mandy are so good at making sure we get that covered. I don't think I ever would walk down the aisle at Macy's and look at their fragrance departments and go directly looking for Versace. But now having smelled this, I totally understand what we were missing and its place in the lineage of all of the fragrance stuff.
And we asked Rod and Mandy once, hey, you buy all the original bottles of these that you're homaging, right? He goes, buy them. Of course we buy them, and we write them off. So Rod and Mandy, thank you so much for the Black Friday reconnaissance. Thank you for being one of our favorite soap makers in all of the game. And thank you for helping out one of our other all-time favorite soap makers. In fact, my favorite base in all of the wet shaving world, Will Carius, to make sure that Barrister and Man will be here into the future for us to enjoy.
We still have one more mini from 2024, and then we'll catch up on the 2025 ones, so stay tuned. Don't forget your next point with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.